Hey guys, sup. We have 200k gold. King's March is empty. How we doing? I've had the busiest of days, as you can probably tell from this late stream, but we made it in time. Thank goodness. Made those two divines. Thank you very much. Real quick.
What have you got for
Yellow juice is still insane. He hit 8k. Oh, that's wild. Anyways, so today we're going to do a few things. I do want to run some maps, these 5 maps, but I can do that off stream. I think I kind of just want to get more gold and complete this set of 20. But we are also going to be PoBing Herald of Purity. That was what I wanted to do today. We're going to PoB it in... We're going to do some light PoBing, get the core in, then we're going to really play around with I guess I won't say min-maxing because we're quite a ways from min-maxing when this is our starting point. No point spent. But I do have certain ideas on ways I want this build going, so we'll see. But anyways, let's see. Oh, I haven't eaten in so long. I should order dinner while I'm at it, so I have something. Give me a quick second. I think I'll just order some food. I don't have to think about that. All right, that's done. So where were we? POB, yeah. So let's just get started. The one thing I'm gonna use as a, what's the word I'm looking for here? As a mandatory inclusion in this build, like non-negotiable, is going to have to be Forbidden Flesh and Flame Bone Barrier. I want the leech. I'm not gonna play without the leech, and as such, let's get the leech. I got half of it yesterday, I think. I got the flame. I need the flesh. I want the colored sets. And if not, we just go for a regular non-colored set. Or non-foiled, I guess is the proper term for it. A regular forbidden flesh. Non-foil it is. What do you mean the person is not online? So grand total, this costs 3D for the Forbidden Flesh and Flame. So overall, very cheap. He got a yoke of suffering through strangle gasp. Is this a max roll yoke? No, it's 5% increased damage. Impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. Or I guess I should say very lucky. I would have to be actually going for a yoke of suffering. 07. Man's crashed so hard. Why is my browser highlighting a notification? There is nothing. So now we just wait. Did this person just crash? Or are they logging? Weird stuff. The fuck is that? Is that a dragon? It fucking is. On some Desolation of Smog type shit. Lol. And this is Kitava. So the person has the $500 pack. Oh, cool. I don't know why I've been here for like 30 minutes at this point and I still haven't done my trade, but I would like to do the trade sooner rather than later, please. No hashtag, rip. How about I meet you in Starting Encampment? Thank you. Sign was so empty. I figured. All right. POB. So like I said, that is the one non-negotiable piece in this build. This is a piece I refuse to budge on. I will have my bone barrier. I will have my minion leech. Non-negotiable. We're having minion leech in there. Okay, cool. What next? We have Herald of Purity. We have our 12 link. We are undecided on this guy or not. Probably going to shy away from enhance and go for something else. I'm honestly considering like stone golems. I'm considering someone stone golem as my secondary. What's the word I'm looking for here? Secondary. DPS. Either stone golem or basically golems. I'm not going to deal with zombies. No, fuck no. We can in theory get to 5 golems if we go hordes. We go hordes. That gives us 3 baseline. We use one for 3 baseline, 1 from the passive tree, and 1 from primordial jewels. That would give us 5. Then we use one of these 5 slots to go a regular chaos golem or something, is what I'm thinking. If I do not go golems, then it makes sense to instead use specters as a secondary DPS slot. But I also kind of would rather not. So here we are. There is a universe we use Domblow, but because of the need for Gravebind, I'm kind of opposed to it. Because we need Gravebind. Where is the closest attack mastery we can get? Here? No. I think it might be this guy. I think that's genuinely the closest. Okay, there's this guy. Non Val Strike. It's not even highlighting that one. Okay. Strike, skills, targets. What I want to make sure is, aside the attack mastery, I want to make sure that there is no notable that comes with additional target. That's kind of just what I want to confirm, and it looks like I am correct. All right. So it's not looking like a Domblow angle. Like, the amount of investment I would need to go into mana region would be less than ideal. And if I really want to full juice Herald of Purity, which I guess I could if I chose to not go Ashes, but instead go Replica Dragonfang's Flight for 3 extra levels, which... How many levels do we have currently? Level 30. Herald of Purity at level 30, more minion phase damage. 145. Every level is still an extra 2 to 3%. Every 2 levels is 5%, basically. Right? Two levels is 5% for the more minion phase, and then you have their base damage increasing. Hmm. Screw it. Let's do golems. We'll do golems. Stone golem of hordes. Then we're going for at least 4 of them. But the thing is, if we go summon Stone Golem of Hordes, then we really are incentivized to go Ashes so both of them can get +1. Because if we go +3 to Herald of Purity, or do I just not bother and go single minion? We'll play around with both of them and decide what we like. For now, let's go single, because the thing about golems is the moment you decide, oh, you want to full juice golems, that is you dedicating 4 jewel sockets just for 1 extra golem. That isn't always the best, I guess, feel. It doesn't always feel the best to do. Wait, if faster attacks is this much more, like this much better DPS, why the fuck is chance to bleed even here? Like the fuck? Like, why chance to bleed? Why momentum? Like, why? What if we went summon Phantasm? And for this to be PoB'd, we'd have to do this. Now it's still less DPS than just straight up. It's still less DPS even with the more damage than just straight up faster attacks. I do feel like I guess, not understanding something in this DPS and why it's recommending chance to bleed over faster attacks. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but oh well, that's beyond my pay grade. I don't care. Okay, so what are we going for? We're going for Spectres. We're going for AG. We need a decent amount of minion sustain, and we are going for, well, with Bone Barrier. With Bone Barrier, we have minion life as ES already, so we don't have to go for this guy when it comes to AG regen, but it also doesn't hurt to go for it. And the reason it doesn't hurt is it would still be chaos rest for my minions, but the priority in this case is just PDR. This guy right here. If we're gonna get 60% life as ES, then it would be a shame to not use it It would be a big shame to not use an extra aura from my AG, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. We never mind, we can't use auras because this is Herald, of course. So man, no auras on this ascendancy always makes it just kind of awkward. Well, hey, we'll figure it out. What are the things I think I need at a baseline for Herald of Purity to work? At a baseline, I would like it to be with Dumblow, but Dumblow's mana cost is quite high. If we were to get this guy, Dreamer, maybe it becomes more manageable alongside minus mana cost rings, which we're going to be going for two of them, most likely. Are we going for fizz damage? We have to if we're going Gravebinds. Only other way to not go Gravebind and to have fizz, or to not have fizz, is to Forbidden Flesh and Flame Unnatural Strength. And I don't think I'm too keen on that. On the one hand, it gives them Wither, it gives them, you know, a lot of damage from just being chaos, but then we have to worry about not having leech and relying on regen. And I just, call me spoiled, but like, I don't want to play minions without leech anymore. It feels too good. It feels too good. So let me think. Unnatural Strength. Is there any other way I can get them into chaos damage or some other damage type without gloves? No. The short answer is just no. It's not happening. Yeah, that's the short answer. Wait a second though. Maybe I can get a decent corrupt that would make it feel like I have leech. I don't care about any of the on hits. I guess we just go for socketed. Yeah. Meh. Alright. So that was a bust. 20 life per enemy killed could be decent while wave clearing, but like, it's not going to feel like you're not going to feel it when you're taking a lot of damage, and on single targets it's non-existent. So I think we just go fizz. That's like the only. We're going to go fizz, and we're going to try to get really high DPS numbers, which means the easy way to get that. What are the auras I said I wanted to use on this setup again? Tempest Shield, which is a no-brainer. Honestly, let's just go to Herald of Agony and see all the things we use. Aspects. Using an aspect is honestly a no-brainer. Which aspect do we want to use becomes the question. We have aspect of the crab, which we are not going to use because we are not using Sphalling. There's just no point. I won't say there's no point, but like it loses a lot of efficiency by going non-Sphalling and not having like 80 to 90% block. So if we're not going for aspect of the avian, then spider is the next aspect I'm considering. But I just want to make sure like I don't want to like gloss over cats or what's the last one again? Avian. Minion chance to deal double damage is always nice. Should feel good DPS wise. And then having extra move speed is always nice. But I don't know if I would want to do that when the other ascendancy exists, the wild speaker. And with aspect of the cats, chance to avoid all damage from hits or attack cast speed. I'm not the biggest fan of alternating buffs or debuffs. I'm really not. Like, I'm really not. That leaves aspect of the spider. Now with aspect of the spider, we're going to have 4 stacks. We're going to get level 30 on our helmet, most likely. And yeah, we'll do that. So aspects, Tempest Shield, what else? This build should not be standing still often, so Arctic Armor should be wasted. Yeah, unless if I incorporate Dumblow, then sure, but like without Dumblow, there's no point. I could technically Blasphemy, but like, nah, I'm not doing that. So just those 2 auras, I assume. Just aspect of the spider and Tempest Shield will be our 2 auras, which means we need more reservation. Do I want to use Eldritch Battery? Yeah, I think I do. Let me just make sure I'm not missing out on any life nodes here. Do I really want to do all of this? I realized last minute, I don't think I do. Because I am going Golem Commander for the +1 Golem. I feel like this is overkill. But that said, I don't want to have to worry about minion chaos res for any reason whatsoever. Source of endurance charges, we have Spectres, we have AG, shouldn't be a problem or anything. I think we do Red Nightmare here. Fire res or all res. We can get fire, fire, fire. So I think this is a Red Nightmare angle. This is 3% chance to block AD. 3% chance to block AD, chance to block AD, and then boom. All right. And then of course this has chance, chance, chance. Okay. Good enough. Let's make a 12 link minion cluster. We can remove vicious bites. What do I want in here? Do we need any defensive medium, any medium cluster nodes? Dread March is always helpful to have. We don't care particularly about scaling minion life. So yeah, I think we're fine on that regard. So we do Enduring Composure most likely. Then the rest would just be what life nodes am I missing? Oh wait, you know something I'm forgetting. Well, not necessarily forgetting, but I do want to have this node right here. Minion duration. I mean, at this point, they should be 100% accuracy, correct? Yeah, they are. This is so many points, though. We are 1-1. One, two, three. Nah, it's still shorter to go this way unless I just cut this entire part out. If we're here, then we might as well pick up the life nodes there because it's so much life. Now, at this point, I need to shave off points, but I do not want to shave off life points. I would like us to have at least this in terms of increased life from tree. We can do maybe slightly less, but nothing crazy. But we do need to shed some points. What is the easiest way to shed points here? I'm thinking it has something to do with this area. Like this really helps with block. So this pathing I like. What I guess I don't like. What I don't like that much would be here. The fact that we can come out of here or here and we're like we went all the way across for just duration. If we dropped minion duration, then what does that look like? Because like right now we have the where is it? they last almost 20 seconds. That already is kind of short when you're dealing with things like harvest or... Speaking of harvests, without a permanent minion, I kind of still have to just figure out how to get the initial kills. Give me a second, I'm getting a call. Looks like it was nothing. So where were we? I was contemplating where to get points from. Now, when it comes to block, you know, one thing I also want to have, low key, I would really like to have anti-crits somewhere in this, and that would come from here. And I still need to work out mana. So how much reservation efficiency do I need? I need this wheel for just, I guess, Tempest Shield. We haven't mentioned aspect of the spider. So one of our rings is going to be circle of, I think it's what's nostalgia is Herald of Agony, guilt is purity. And we're going to go for PDR as well as skill reservation. We're going for a maximum reservation. Yeah. We'll have one circle of guilt. That gives us a decent chunk of mana. So if we were to slap on, let's say, a helmet. Let's say it's an armor helmet. Do I want to go Giant Slayer? Do I want to go... Let's go armor ES. Way less stat requirements to deal with. And then custom modifier. Grants level 30 aspect of the Spuda. We need more reservation efficiency. So then that means we got some choices to make. A, we use my Absolution's helmet. I think is the best. This is the best helmet to use. Ish. No. Wrong person. Was it Hoag? There was somebody I got fractured +2 helmet for and I crafted that with. It was. So we use this helmet and we craft it for mana reservation. How much is... We don't care about the white sockets. Fractured level 2 of any helmet. 8 to 15 divines. Okay. Alright. So something like that. Get fractured. It would be trying to get it on chest piece, that's for sure. So divine crown, add mod, essence, loathing. Definitely loading. Not enough. If we were to get a chest piece with the same thing, I guess let's see something real quick. Well, we do not need this open anymore. Okay, clear its max number of specters fractured. What are the cheapest body armors? Right now, we're not looking at base, we're just looking at fractured. Why would you corrupt this, my G? What do you gain? Why? I do not know why. You're looking at like 19, 20 divines. 25, 30... 40 for a majestic plate. So what we're going to end up doing we're just going to try to fracture ourselves. How much are fracturing orbs right now? If it on average costs us like 4 fractures per success, which we're due for successes at this point with fractures because we've missed every single fracture we've tried this league. But that's besides the point. Fracturing orb is 3.6. So about 2 for 7 still. So that means about 14 plus 4-ish divines, which would be the average for the bases. Assuming you fail and you do not, you lose the recomb every single time. Because it's looking like we have to go reservation efficiency on helmet and reservation efficiency on chest. But this is also if we choose to use aspect. Without aspects, we have a lot of reservation efficiency. And we can save these points as well. Do I just leave aspect of the spider alone? Is it really worth the investment? I don't know if it's worth the investment, to be honest. I think we just go with without aspect of the spider for now, because we do not have that much on reserve mana to begin with. And if we realize we can fit it in, we fit it in. But yeah, I would say it's probably just not worth all the reservation efficiency I need to invest into, including like maybe cluster Joes or whatever. Like we're already trying to save points. You do not save points by having to choose those nodes or these nodes. No, not those ones, these guys. You know. So now we have 3 points excess. Where can we get it from? We can get it from here. Only problem is I kind of don't want to drop regen if it's our only source of regen. Because permanent minions need a source of regen aside just having giga mitigation. Because like at this rate, they will have 60% of their max life as ES, which is of course very good. They should be capped on chaos res. Maybe slight more investment. Maybe. Also, I think we just drop here. I don't think we can actually afford to go for another cluster Joe. At this rate, at least, we can't afford to do that. If we're going to be T17 farming on this character, we're going to need anti-crits. So we need to either A, excessively invest into intelligence, which I guess we kind of already have, but we need even more into investments. Or B, pick up nodes like these and masteries like that. Or this. Is there a life wheel I can drop for this? Because if there is, I can in theory pick this 3 points up, take anti-crits, and save 4 points elsewhere. Maybe here. But then I'd be dropping 15% max life for 8%. That just feels bad. That genuinely feels bad. You have one of these stalled out in SSF? You mean Herald of Purity? Yeah, I haven't played around with the idea, but I want to POB it and do my due diligence before we make any decisions on if we want to run it or not. That said, we could drop minion. I guess we could drop some masteries as well. One ring, Circle of Guilt. The next ring, a bone ring. Your typical bone ring. That has capped minion regen, minion damage, minion ASCS, and then res. My rings have attributes, so I'll go strength and dexterity on them. Rage. The defensive bits don't really matter much. I mean, I'm taking all these defensive nodes because of permanent minions. I kind of want to drop this wheel, if I'm being honest. And if I can drop this, I can probably drop this entire area. And maybe that gives us enough to start meandering into a different cluster jewel. But yeah, the defensive bits still kind of matter. Now, before we forget, we do have a Forbidden Flesh and Flame combo we need to use. So the purities die enough so you can get life from minion death. From my understanding, they don't actually die, they just refresh. So like with this, it says if you have the max number, it refreshes the duration and life of an existing one. So it's like that means you're not actively replacing them if they're already summoned. So life of minion death would only be effective if they were to take like actual like big damage and were to get like blown up. That would be when that would affect your other minions. Yeah, Phantasm would do the trick. I don't think I need Leech as well. Phantasms will do the trick. I'm trying not to rely on phantasms because I want to be able to kill soul eaters without much worry, and I hate the feeling of feeding soul eaters, you know, souls. It always feels kind of iffy. Okay, wait, I think we're going to try to fit in another cluster jewel most likely. I think attributes are fine now, or almost. Strength is more than fine. Dex, less so. Also, if I can, I kind of do not want to use Circle of Guilt. It's 4% PDR for free. Well, not for free, but like it's 4% PDR. Are you using Absolution? I am currently not. The only thing I am considering using is Dawn Blow, but the problem with Dawn Blow is I would then need to take like this wheel or something so that I can get the mastery for targeting one additional enemy. But yeah, Val Domblo would be something. I guess if I'm going this guy, then it doesn't matter if it has a high cost so long as I match the degen. So let's do that, I guess. So if I go Domblo, Val Domination makes it a bit awkward to... It makes this a bit awkward, but let's see. It makes it so that this is troll and I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remove this. That is first, without domination. And then secondly, yeah, this is just the closest one. I have to do that. And like, I can't afford to not do that because then that would, otherwise I have to use like ancestral call and that's not an option. This is 931. So $13. They would currently cost 87 mana. 87 mana per second means ES regen needs to be higher than it currently is, most likely. 41. Yeah, so it needs to be higher. The simple solution, the very simple solution is this guy. Gray Spectre. Animate Guardian. Empower form, ideally. Minion life. And we just need to find a way to get this to level 25. Divine Crown. +2 level of all minion skills. That should be enough. Yeah, it's enough. So 5 specters is the goal here. Actually, for now, let's not. We need to create other slots. So instead of having to rearrange them, let's just do this. But yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, Lenny, but I'm not using Absolution because with Absolution, it wouldn't pair too well with the supports I have here. They cast spells, so melee phase, multi-strike would do nothing. More AD would do nothing as well. So that'd be 3 dead links already there. But with dominating blow, so long as I have this one, it should feel a bit better. Assuming we can keep all our, what do you call it? Assuming we can keep the vow dominations up. Perfect. Judgmental spirits. That gives us discipline, and that gives us a healthy amount of energy shield. Our energy shield recharge is also now 177. So with that one specter, that solves our mana issues, more or less. Yeah, that's the plan. That's why unreserved mana is as, I guess, dicey as it is. Speaking of dicey, can I remove this ring now? I can. Shit, then I remove it. All right. Make another bone ring, this time with essence modifier for dex, because that's my second ring. That solves dexterity for now. If I really wanted, I could go socketed. Vow skills have no reservation. And if I had to do that, then vow domination will always be up. But like, I don't want to deal with that. And honestly, vow domination is still on the chopping block. If I play with it and I realize I do not like it, that's it. I'm just going to replace it with like faster attacks or something. But for now, I want to give it a chance. What else do we have? We have discipline. We can get auras like vitality. I think we're going to also go for blood demon. If we're going fizz importance, then do we need warlord? We don't need vitality. I want to say no to warlord because we don't need it. We really don't need it. And I'm having trouble justifying using it. Because hear me out. This is my thought process. What does Warlord provide? It provides us endurance charges. Endurance charges are big. However, we have enduring composure. Check. Endurance charges are not a problem. Even ignoring enduring composure, we probably will be getting some charges in from AG in some mana. And if we don't get charges from AG, then maybe we go for something like, I would suggest a Kingmaker, but realistically I want big explodes on this character. So this one, this character is going to be the explode character. So I think I want a proper explode AG with dual wielding explode axes. I'm going to go crazy with this character's explode AG. That's the TLDR. So going double dual wielding explode axes We're going explode chests. We're going explode boots. We're going... Actually, no, we can't. Oh my god, we can't. I just remembered. We can't do that because that would require you to have Gravebind on the AG, and we cannot give the AG Gravebind. So that means our explode from the AG... I forgot something. That's what it means. Explode from the Anime Guardian would require Asanats, which means no minion life. We instead need melee splash here. So if that is our singular source of explode from the AG, Empower is mandatory for Spectres. This is looking like an angle where we just separate Spectres and AG, because I would want AG to have melee splash and feeding frenzy low key. He already has Giga regen. He has a decent amount of life. He has good res. And by he has Giga regen with this setup. So I really am considering going feeding frenzy just to make sure he actually leaves my side and goes to hit the shit. Like, we need that. Not to mention if it's on a 4-link of his own, he does have the ability to then still run minion life alongside feeding frenzy. Speaking of feeding frenzy, I might want to use feeding frenzy here for aggressive, because it just feels good having aggressive minions. Make your own aggressive minions at home. Do I do feeding frenzy? I think with feeding frenzy is basically just a dead link besides being aggressive. It's a dead link. So if I'm trying to squeeze out as much damage as possible, it's not helping anyone. So let's do it this way. Let's remove Raise Spectre from this setup for now, and it will go into a separate setup. So the Enmade Guardian for now is going to be solo with melee splash, minion life, maybe not empower, melee splash, minion life. I guess we could use empower, but at that point it's whatever. Okay, what if we did this? We drop minion life, we go empower 4, so they have the 3 levels. That allows us to still keep empower Spectres and AG on the same setup. Unless this is, I don't know, gloves. Something like this. I don't know how tanky that would make if we decide to use a Phrecia mini Spectre, but like I don't think we're going to use any Spectres like that. All right, this is fair. We still need a source of feeding frenzy, so that in comes this guy. Someone it's not that much DPS. All right, just confirming. I typically go Chaos Golem all the same. Summon Chaos Golem, summon Stone Golem. Feeding Frenzy. Minion life. Let's say helmets. Let's go boots here. So helmet is taken. We haven't done chest piece. All right, actually, I keep doing this. I keep forgetting chest piece exists. We can do 1, 2. This is what we should do. We drop a golem from the chest piece. Probably chaos golem. Actually, probably stone golem, because chaos stone golem I think is just generally tankier and has more base regen. We drop chaos stone golem, so we go chaos golem, raise spectre. If we use chest piece for now, we don't have many auras. That's fine. Okay, cool. This is probably what we're gonna do. Anime Guardian. Again, we're turning off Stone Golem from this these links. So then we'll go Empower for the Spectres. We go Feeding Frenzy for everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be 6 link already if we weren't going minion life. The alternative is this. We need melee splash. That is true. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, nothing with the aura tag, so we can't use skitter bots. Sadly. So that means with them in the chest piece, this boot slots goes straight into someone Stone Golem's territory. Now we have someone Stone Golem. Is there anything I would like to not have here? Honestly, there's nothing. What if I remove it? I'm thinking, what if I remove the Chaos Golem, put it with the Stone Golem, and then I add a minion life? That would make these two even tankier. And less prone to deaths. I mean, right now, I don't see them dying. But I guess one thing I should also do is I should try to plan out all my specters beforehand. So I know if we're dealing with any squishy specters, like we have permanent minions who just get refreshed, which means our dominating blow as well as Herald of Purity are all going to be refreshing. Do you really need the extra golem? Because that's like 5 more points. If I don't take stone golem, so here's the thing, if I don't go stone golem, what I could do is I could replace it with like a rational doctrine, and that would supplement life regen outside of combat. But the thing is, we need to have that life regen outside of combat. Like, it is very important. So if I'm going to be going for my current Mage Blood setup, i.e. triple LE flask for all the max res that provides, as well as this guy. If I want that, then I'm going to have to go haste Spectre for phasing. What do I think about running ahead of my specters, then running into enemies and not being able to phase? It kind of sounds a bit miserable. I figure I probably do not want to do that. Yeah, I'm less inclined to do that. Currently, I have discipline. Is there any good discipline auras? Faster start of recharge. Oh shit, spell block. I'll take it. I'll take it. What else? We have discipline. We don't care about that. What else could we potentially have? We have determination, so PDR. I guess we could go additional block as well, but I'd rather go additional PDR. And Seronion, welcome. How you doing? I think we do this for the Watcher's Eye. That gives us some extra spell block, and that gives us some extra PDR. We already have Future Guild for the massive PDR there. You're rolling Adorn Jewels? Oh shit, why? If we don't take golems, we're still going to need to path for Eldritch Battery. So it would just be saving 3 points, not 5. You'd be saving 5 points, or 3 points rather, which means those 3 points. I mean, I could make it here in 4 points, which could then be like a rational doctrine, in theory. How am I? I'm doing good. I had a very, very busy day. Practically didn't eat all day, and as soon as I got back, which was like over an hour late for stream, I just started streaming. So I'm not going to be streaming for too long today, so I can actually get some food in me and stuff like that. But I did want to POB this before doing anything else. Here's the thing though. If we go for golem buff effect as well as the extra golem, this wheel is an extra 4. This wheel is an extra 4% PDR from Chaos Golem. Just because 80%. What's the amulet? I have not yet decided. We could go Ashes, which is probably... Ashes is on the table, and then the second one is Replica Dragonfang's Flight. These two would be the two considerations, more or less. Herald of Purity Gems. So like so far this is more DPS, as you can probably tell. But Ashes is unaccounted for PDR in that quality for Ashes gives cooldown recovery rate for Herald of Purity as well as Dominating Blow. And minion cooldown recovery rate means they're going to be using their smashes more. If you lack skill points, what about Strangle Gasp? Strangle Gasp is not a bad choice, but the reason Strangle Gasp is not that popular amongst like minion builds is levels are just so important. Especially so when you have like Herald of Purity that has that extra bit of scaling, like minions dealing more phase damage per level. But that said, it's not once you get to level 30 on most minion skills, the effectiveness of added levels actually drops off. It basically becomes half as effective as it was before you hit level 30 on average, right? So just keep that in mind. So when it comes to Strangle Gasp, skill points are nice, but there is not a single skill point on this tree that can give you the damage that you would get from 3 levels. Other considerations. These are my typical go-tos for amulets on minion builds. We have Replica Dragon Fang's Flight. You can't go wrong there unless you're like going for many minions. We have Ashes. If you're going for a number of DPS minions, Ashes is typically a good go-to. Unetol's Vow is also another one that can get, well, if your main DPS link is in your chest piece, Unetol's Vow is not a bad call to get a 7 link. And then we have All's Uprising. All's Uprising is the last one because that allows you to run an extra free aura, and depending on the build, that might just be the best DPS you can get. So those are typically the amulets you're vying for on most minion builds. There are occasionally some outliers that would want something else, like Popcorn SRS wants Tavokai as an example, but most of the time, like 95% of minion builds, you'd be going for one of those amulets. Let's create our AG because let's create an AG. What does our AG setup look like? I don't like forgetting, so let's do AG. AG is going to have almost most important Asenats, or as people call it, Asenhat. This is temporal chains on hits, and this means it needs a source of extra curses baseline. Asenat's Gentle Touch gives us some level of explode, albeit not as good as Gravebind Explode. It's pretty decent, and there's like chain explosions as well. Then for the weapon, because we can't go explode weapon, I think it's a no-brainer Kingmaker. I think that's just a no-brainer. It gives us some fortification, some defenses, you know, all of that good stuff. Then Helmet is obviously going to be our favorite Mask of the Stage Demon. Body armor, we can't go for an explode chest piece. So that means we have the option of playing around with whatever else. So with that in mind, we are going to be going for a Garb of the Ephemeral. My AG build is more expensive than my items. Oh, priorities done right, I'll tell you that much. AG makes your build feel so much better, so like I cannot fault you. The reason I'm thinking Garb of the Ephemeral is after playing through T17s for the past however long, This is a line that I cannot you cannot overestimate. Not being action speed unmodifiable or immune to action speed slows or reductions is huge. And of course, this is a nice bonus. The reason I say this is a nice bonus and not this is insane is because this anti-crits has it has about the same radius as Gravebind. So let's say let me just drop my brand here. This is where my brand is, right here. Okay, can we get away from there? Here, from where, if I was the AG, I can make enemies like at the maybe near the edge of my screen. I can make them not do crits. So like there's a very decent leeway where there's like they can't do crits, but any enemies outside of that radius will do crits. Now, because it's the AG and we have him aggressive with Feeding Frenzy, he should typically be in the range to nullify crits coming from wherever. But if he gets aggro from further away, it's just I would say it's a semi reliable crit source. And then what are our boots? I said we need a source of extra curse, so that is going to be, what are those boots again? Windscreen. This is our AG setup. Does minion AoE expand the nearby radius? Sadly, I don't believe it does. You can't expand the radius of items as far as I can tell, unless it's like a skill provided by the item. But this is just an effect of the item. So you can't, so even scaling AoE on, like if you were to wear this, scaling AoE on your character would also not affect this. As a defensive benefit of this, I think if I remember correctly, when they have divinity, i.e. when they look like they're going Super Saiyan, he has like reduced elemental damage taken. So he should be very tanky to elemental damage. And physical damage, well, we kind of have some physical damage mitigation there. So we have our AG setup done. He's providing Kingmaker benefits, so crit multi, this isn't, I mean, this could be a crit build because, I mean, Dominating Blow has crit chance of 15%. Herald of Purity, crit chance 15%. That said, we really aren't scaling crits. If we were to spend points here, I guess it is a lot of DPS, eh? Because that would take their crit chance to 22%. And that would make them better, I guess, served. Using Kingmaker's benefits, or better versed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What if you made the build with Scion? We can make a build with Scion for mana, hunger, or for like Soul Eater, Dominating Blow. Or what do you mean mana, hunger? If I were to make this build with Scion, there's a few things the Scion will provide, but there are also big losses for this build in particular. For other setups, probably is more friendly to the Scion. But wait a second, what the hell? Wait, something's not right here. Where did this come from? Okay. I think we might remove aspect of the spider. Actually, I don't want to because I want to be able to see how much of a DPS boost it would provide. But that's a decent chunk of DPS. It's always going to be a DPS boost is the thing. So we'll see what I end up deciding to do on that front. Maybe this goes in the helmet alongside an enlighten, and that could potentially help. So if I were to do 1, 2 helmets, I typed helmet, enlighten. I don't go enlighten 4, but like enlighten. The helmet is what's providing aspect of the spider, right? This is body armor. Yeah, just enlighten. Oh wait, enlighten doesn't work on it because enlighten supports skill gems, not reservation skills. All right, so that's a bust. All right, just had to be sure. I just had to be sure. All right, what are we missing? Body armor is going to be... Do we go armor ES? If I go pure armor, this is the only reason why I cannot go the chest piece I want to, i.e. my strength stacking zombies chest piece on this character. And that is because look at the peep that strength requirements. Like, look at this. 293 is just freaking obnoxious. I will tell you that much. So we're going to have to recombine something else for this if we were to do it. And I think like the other pieces, we might either be going for... Actually, no, it's not even... We're going for pure armor ES. We're going for armor ES hybrid. Sacred chainmail. It should have PDR because it's actually pretty decently easy to get PDR on it. You just have to reforge Fizz. You need a fractured... Actually, you can't reforge Fizz because we're going... Are we still going loading? Is there a point? Currently, we have loading on the helmet. If we have loading on the helmet, is there any reason to go loading on the chest piece? I don't think there is. Because if we go loading on the chest piece, then we have all this mana reservation efficiency that we're not using. Like we don't need the free mana. What up, Yako? Oh, nice badge. You know, I forgot what the 6-month badge looked like. What am I looking at? This is a PoB for Herald of Purity using my 12 link. So we're currently playing around with how we can do it and what we can get away with doing. So we are currently using Herald of Purity alongside Dominating Blow and the Strike Mastery to make it for quality of life. So we're using those things as our 12 link recipients, and we're going from there. Pretty much. I'm still undecided on Dominating, but we're going to add a custom modifier +1 to maximum number of specters. And then we have high tier life. So how do we craft this? I'm undecided on loathing or no loathing, right? But I'm honestly leaning towards no loathing. So if I do not go loathing, then I can easily do something like this. Right? I can do something like my current chess piece that has increased life, flat life, PDR, specters. I can do this relatively easy. And then just benchcraft suffixes. Is that what I want to do, however? What are good essences I can use here? Horror is reduced damage from crits per endurance charge, which is just a really nice mod to have. Honestly, I think I sleep on all these what is the mana cost for Dawn Blow? It is 87. That's the current mana cost. And we regenerate 182 energy shield per second. So we have more than enough. But this is using a judgmental spirit for that singular purpose. We can have up to, then we go increased life, bruh, mana, this guy, and then we go, what is something else we can do? I guess we could benchcraft a res. Alternatively, the smart way to craft this is you fracture this guy. So now the +1 is fractured. Then you spam an essence, maybe chaos res essence, maybe early res essence, but you spam an essence until you get T1 PDR. Now you have T1 PDR. You can fill out the last suffix with a suffixes that can be changed, reforge. You get the last res you're looking for, then you go for prefixes. Life will be on the harder side to get T1 in this case, but that is fine. I think you just augment life until you're satisfied with. Honestly, it really isn't, because you can use Wild Bristle Matrons for all your suffixes can be changed crafts, because your suffixes are full. And then you just Wild Bristle Matroning until you get T1 life. Once you have T1 life on a reforge, you try to go for, you just benchcraft, you then benchcraft increase life or increase armor ES or something, whatever you want to go for there. I think that's the smart thing to do. That is the way you would craft this in the ideal universe when you want to fracture and all. So we're going to do that. We're going to go essence. What is our lowest res? Wrath. Definitely an essence of wrath until PDR, reforge, hold. Get something decent. It doesn't have to be insane, just something decent. And then benchcraft life at the end of it. All right. I almost forgot. It's Sacred Chainmail. Actually, I didn't, but like, I don't want to deal with this just yet. We have that. We also should put implicits here, but that is fine. We'll worry about res when we get to it. Odds are this one we're going to craft with. I mean, we already have a fractured +2 minion skill base, so it's fine. We're going to remove the aspect because I've tried many things. I haven't seen. I cannot fit that guy. Aspect of the spider refuses to fit. Now, can I remove this? 54 unreserved mana. We do not have 54 unreserved mana, so that puts us in the negative. So we do need a source of loading from somewhere. It doesn't matter where, but we need a source to fit everything. And then for our boots are also going to be rare. We can go for pure armor in this case because... I mean, we can still do ES, I guess. But regardless, I think at this point, we don't need the energy shield for our dominating blow. We really don't need an energy shield anymore because of the Spectre. But whenever the Spectre just falls out of range, I mean, realistically, why are we casting dominating blow if the Spectre is out of range? That's the truth. We have no reason to. So we're either going for full armor or any armor. Yes. Doesn't matter realistically because we really aren't scaling much armor to begin with. Maybe we want to scale armor. If we decide we aren't going for early res flasks, then it just makes sense to have a granite flask there with increased armor. In which case, I do want to go for pure armor boots because I have the strength for that. Yes, I do. All right. What do we want on these boots? I think they just have to be your typical chance to avoid shock boots, which means we do have to find a space for Storm Shroud because we currently aren't ailment immune. I just realized because there's no purity of elements on this character. So it's what? Torment alongside, I think it's Eta Worlds. Avoid early ailments. Where is shock? I guess it's Exarch. Chance to avoid shock. We need 42%. This is a tier 4. So realistically, the other implicit is going to be a tier 4 and nothing more. Yeah, I think we just go regen. Either life regen or... movement speed. We do this until we get a T1 res. And then we reforge the next res being old res. We go move speed. What do we do here? I don't want to use a veiled orb for this craft. I really don't want to do that. So I guess we reforge speed. Then we augment life and pray we get a decent tier. And if that doesn't work, we try again. And because this isn't anything weird like Elder or Influence, we can keep trying even if we fail the prefixes, because we can just Eldritch Annul until we have a decent like tiered life and tier movement speed. We're gonna need a whole bunch of Wild Bristle Matrons though for these prefixes. Suffix wise, what are we missing? This has Chaos Res on both of them. Divine Crown is losing aspect of the spider, so now it has Fire Res. So mana reservation until T1 res, and then go for a different res. In this case, our lowest res is Chaos Res, so we're probably wanting to do Chaos Res of a decent tier. Our Gravebind should also just straight up have potentially better that, but even more so, I want it to have to be corrupted. And if it is corrupted, I'm either putting auras in here or I'm putting my golems in here. If I choose to go golems, which should be honestly on the cheaper side as well, that should just make it so. Yeah, let's do that. Minion life. I can't use auras anyway, so like it doesn't matter. Then Chaos Golem. We slap these on in the gloves. At what level do we get an extra percent? 25. So we get it at level 30. So we'd have to get a level 30 Chaos Golem before we get an extra percent PDR from the buff. That is insane. But okay. So we have these. They are essentially pseudo 3 linked already because they have +2 coming from the gloves. I will supplement them with, they don't need Feeding Frenzy, so I'm just going to go Minion Life. Then in my boots, I am going to have Vulnerability, Arcanist's Brand, Desecrate, This is the point where I put Offering, but I'm thinking, wait, Spirit Offering is already better than Flesh Offering here? Huh. I never would have thought. That puts us at how much crit chance for the minions? Oh, these guys need slightly more accuracy, eh? Alright. As for crit chance, we're at 30%. 30%. Now let's go get, where's Heart of Agony? Let's pick up the config for Kingmaker. Can we just slowly? Well, we do have Windscream, so we're gonna pick up that as well. We don't have Scorch. Herald of Purity. Control V. What else does it give us? Our helmets. His helmets. He has a Kingmaker. Chest piece makes us crits, pseudo crit immune. Chest piece is pseudo crit immunity. Boots are just additional curse. Gloves are temporal chains and blind. The enemy is blind, so we don't need the accuracy actually for dominating blow. They're blind and they have, I mean, this does nothing, but they have temp chains as well. AG curse. Now we need to find a spot for Storm Shroud. I guess we are here, so with 3 points we can do that. With a Storm Shroud, we need to shed some points right now. Honestly, at this point, I think I just yoinked all of those points away. I think genuinely that's the play. If I take these 3 points, crit chance goes up to almost 40%. It is so meh. But anyways, we still haven't picked an anoint for this build. There is a universe where we go for a massive Thread of Hope to pick up, if I remember correctly, you can pick up 1, 2, and like 3 or something. Let me see. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you and welcome. I think it's a massive one, but let's see. In place of the Red Nightmare. Yeah, it is a massive. So Constitution, you can pick that up and you can yoink this as well. Still yoink this even. And if we really wanted, we could yoink this too. So it's a very high value Thread of Hope location here. I kind of wish this was slightly higher. You know? Kind of wish so. But this also has us dropping a whole bunch of block chance. But is it really so bad? For 2% max res? Is that the end of the world? 2% max res and 2020. I mean, granted, we lose early res here, but like, that's the big downside. Now, because we're going in Mage Blood, all these resistances we're worried about, probably not a big deal. Actually, I scratched that. Yeah, not a big deal. Give me a second. I have a call to pick. All right, I'm back. Where were we? I was just saying how the res doesn't matter because we have a mage blood. I think that's what I was saying anyways. Bro, what? Increase effect. Progenesis. So that's the Quicksilver guaranteed. We're going quartz. And I want the quartz to have, I don't know that I want it to have armor. I would go bleeding actually. I don't think this guy doesn't need to have increased effects. But I guess he can just for suppress, but like he really doesn't, because this, there is no increased effect there and there is no increased effect here. Or at least with the phasing, so maybe I give it a reason to have increased effects. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. For that, I'm going to need, let's just early res. Now there's a reason to have increased effects. That caps 1, 2. I want to have a granite flask. If possible. Just for a bit of extra physical damage mitigation. Increase armor is fine. Increase effects. Granite. And then what's the last one going to be? We need a bit more res. What we could do in theory, we could drop the strength modifier here, but like I'm not gonna recraft my ring. I don't think I'm going to do that, so in that case we could drop lightning res for chaos res on the boots. That caps us on that, and then we run a bismuth flask. Yeah, there's none there. And then on this flask we have increased effects. And what are our options here? We have no stun immunity, so I think chance to avoid stun is, I think that's the play. Chance to avoid being stunned. This makes us stun immune. That gives us cap auras, overcapped actually, to where we don't need as much of reses and stuff, and we still have 78 auras. Not bad. Really not bad. Now we just need to shave off 3 points. How we shave these 3 points, I am not entirely sure, but we shall shave them all the same. Why is our Ellie and Chaos max hits the same when we have 3% less Chaos res? Not entirely sure. This is also a character that can use shield charge. Honestly, the crit is still the weakest link right now. It is still hands down the weakest link. Imagine if this was inside the AoE. I'm just looking through to make sure there's nothing else I can get from here that I really want to, and I think the answer to this is no. There's nothing else. All right. So we have. I think I'm still going to remove those. It just doesn't seem worth it. Is there really nothing I can do about this? If we go 1, 2, we can remove 1, 2, 3. I will miss Puppeteer. Why? Gain life as ES or the strength? What is this DPS? Oh, it thinks you're 13 ascended. I was like, wait, what? If we look at average damage, it is like 3x the DPS or the average damage. Wait a second. Is this really the play? I think this just might be the play for this. First ever level 100 character. Congratulations. ES and animate weapon node. Yeah, the animate weapon node is super comfortable. It is actually like, that is the kind of quality of life that you can't replace it. Because it's not like you're doing spell echo or whatever, or you have like unleash socketed. Like, You just create an extra sword just for free. Feels really nice. Where is that modifier in the game? Do you know? $15 power runes. How expensive is that in the current market? Ho ho ho! Power runes are 10 divines? Do I not have any? I do not. They're fucking 10 divines? Maybe I need to start sending more shipments to Calgar. God damn. What the fuck is that? So, if we wanted to really take advantage of dominating blow on this ascendancy, at least, it would cost us over 150 divines for the enchant, but we could, in theory, do it. This is the bulk of the cost. The life rules, bounty rules, negligible. These guys, what the fuck? 150 divines. God damn. But anyways, you do this one. Socketed vow skills. That is so expensive. What why is it? Why are power runes so expensive? Jesus. I did not expect that. So if we really wanted to, I mean, we can. Let's see how much damage it would be if we had the 3 vow dominations all the time. This would just be vow domination. Dominating blow ascended. They would do more damage than my 13 other dominating blow minions. Yeah, damn. Okay. Good to know. How much average damage does the AoE slam is 980k DPS or average damage? Do they do nothing but spam Sunder? I don't remember. I guess let's look for dominating blow. We'll see. PoE dominating blow. I guess I should specify vow dominating blow. This was Crucible. The one good thing about vow dominating blow, how long do they last? They last 30 seconds base, and they have a lockout period of 20 seconds. So honestly, you can already have 100% uptime on them. Like, you already can baseline. So this is not even like, this is actually So when are you gonna use it? There. Yeah, smacking with the sword. That's not Sunder, right? They have a big AoE slam that should be different from... See, that is their big AoE slam, I think. That is not Sunder. Is this guy using Awaken multi-strike? Is that what I'm seeing? Why are they repeating so much? Oh god, pace bin. Never mind. They are repeating so much. What does their Sunder actually look like versus their regular AoE? They guys have auras too. What kind of aura? I know they have like the monster modifiers from whatever monster they you know spawned from. So when you have your red dominating blow, whatever they had before, yeah, that I know. But I'm more wondering, because these could just be auto attacks, right? But I don't think they are actually, unless they don't use Sunder, which I would find weird. PO Ascended Sentinel of Dominance. Yeah. They have this Sunder, and I guess the Sunder is large slam, more AD. You know what it is? But this has a 7-second cooldown baseline. This has no cooldown whatsoever. This guy triggers this, it looks like. And I don't think I've ever seen them use a teleport slam. That was Convocation, right? Yeah, that was Convocation. They don't teleport. So my guess is there's the large slam. I guess this is also a melee. This says Sunder melee, so maybe it's just straight up their melee attacks. I guess let's see who has made a dominating blow build and what did they use. This person was Phrecia. Translation, they did not. They didn't use. He went for the glove conversion. You know what I'm thinking about, low-key? I'm thinking about potentially I'm thinking about potentially going poison to remove the need for gravebinds. By removing the need for gravebinds, I can go red gloves that have the chance the strike one additional enemy. Save some points on my tree. But I don't think that's worth the hassle. Because then I need so many ghastly eye jewels, including a darkness enthroned, which I would then have to not use a mage blood, and oh god, that the sound of that sounds like torture. One thing I will say is I feel like dominating blow, like regular dominating blow, is going to have slightly more DPS than PoB thinks it will. Because every single time I've seen dominating blow PoBs, they never look impressive, but they always somehow look like they're clearing, like they have some DPS. I don't know. I don't think I've seen too many dominating blow Ubers showcases though. Ubers. That was a year ago. I mean, let's I guess this is a decent one. How much DPS does this say? 9 mil. This one says 9 mil. How good does the DPS look is kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Sirius is so rough on like permanent minions sometimes. I guess the DPS doesn't seem bad. It really doesn't. But it doesn't seem great either. I guess that it doesn't really tell me too much about. Sent me a POB for Dumb Blow. Okay. Yeah, I'm 110 mil. Shit, this I'm curious about. All right. So we have 110 mil DPS. This is from which league was this? I guess baseline settlers, right? Aegis Shadow Stitch. Oh, it's from Phrecia. Like theory crafted? Is that what you mean? Old tree before we got the patch. So but there's no config, right? I mean, the short stream is still going. I know that's probably the point. Well, I will have my dinner soon. Soon indeed. So this guy is supposed to be using, I'm guessing like Architect of Chaos, right? I assume. So with Architect of Chaos, where is he pulling damage from? So we have Shadow Stitch. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Unetol's Vow. Yes, check. Why Shadow Stitch? Recover life on kill, recover ES on kill. Minus 4% rest for each corrupted item. Increase ES life for each corrupted item. So then you're going full corrupted items, right? Correct. All right. So I guess my question is, where is the damage coming from? So you have two 12 passive clusters. Okay, so that's a big amount of increased. The more spell damage comes from I mean, this one is the ascended version. This one uses Sunder, so there is that. It's using the Sunder DPS. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So he's getting a whole lot of increased life and ES from Ascendancy. He's able to scale crits pretty efficiently with Mata's teaching. Are they at 100% crit chance? No, they are not. And he's going Carnage Chieftain, so he has access to charges. Where is he getting? Okay, Monkey. So it's one Carnage, one host. And everything is phase damage as well. He isn't using anything funny like I guess he does have Pride Aura. Yeah, he's running Pride. He has Pride, he has Vulnerability, Flesh and Stone. These guys deal 2 mil DPS each. I guess it's just mostly just the 12 passive clusters. Like that seems to be a massive chunk. Now crit is also there. He's scaling a decent amount of crit multi. He's intimidating. He has PDR. What does Blessed do? Or just more increased? He's going for some more increase on his jewels. He's going for a ton of increased damage. Like a lot of it. And defensively, he's doing okay because ascendancy giving a ton of life and ES, of course. Oh shit, where's he getting max res from? He's going nomadic teachings, which gives him an extra cold res. I'm looking for max increases. So nomadic teachings. Aegis Aurora. Okay. Aegis makes sense. And max cold res. Is he converting damage to take into cold in any capacity? No, right? No, he's not. He just has big cold and not the best lightning. But that's okay. So his max res is all over the place. His armor is... His phase max it is not that great. That's one thing to note. Was there a showcase video for this PoB, Yako? If there was, I'd love to see it. Because right now I'm thinking the 212 passive cluster should be big damage. But I would like to see if he's closer to 110 mil or 50 mil. 50 mil would be maybe around my Valab solution. So I kind of have a decent idea how fast he should be clearing Ubers on 50 mil DPS. But if he's doubling that expectation, send you on Discord. All right, let's see. He never did a second one. Oh, this is the initial one. Is my computer just being slow? What's going on here?
Here we have 9 important line here. 200% more damage. This is very cool.
Okay, so he doesn't have a showcase, right? This was before.
To be honest, make them invincible. Let's take a look at the ascendancy.
Yeah, this was before. Okay. So we don't have a showcase. Here we vote. Dominating blow champion. I suspect he's not going to use Vow Domination because this... I mean, he has 100% uptime, so it'd be weird to not use it, right? Nine dominating blows. He doesn't have... I'm confused. Oh, lol. I think this is supposed to be his attack. He is not Templar. I mean, I know he's not Templar, but like, Dumblow typically has 100% uptime. So it requires... It has a lockout of 20 seconds and a base duration for the Sentinels for 30 seconds. So baseline, you have 10 seconds where you are gaining souls. Now, granted, unless you are killing a whole lot of mobs, it'd be hard to keep all three up permanently without being Templar or something. But and on single target, you are not keeping all three up. So it's fair to not add it, right? It's very fair for, especially when looking at this, because this is supposed to be single target DPS. Speaking of, I think it's funny that PoB is including his DPS in there, saying he's doing 6 mil, because this is his Sentinels and this is him. Let me see cardboard bastards. What did they use? I suspect it's going to be the same thing, not Vow Domination. Yeah, he didn't PoB Vow Domination. Did everyone just give up on PoB Vow Domination? It looks like people did. Okay, let's use this PoB. Let's just say this is his PoB. Let's use Sunder, see how much DPS he's at. So Vow Domination, copy, paste. This one is just for the Vow skill, including full DPS. We have 3. Kata to Veil Chaos is now better than mine. Rip. Rip me. Kata is now treating you better. Oh, the humanity. Let's include in full DPS. So this would then be 14 mil with Sunder and about 7-ish mil with default attack. 1 out of 5. Yaku, you're making me wanna redeem my kata ratio, but I refuse to. It is going to stay 1 and 8. But that ratio is so freaking bad. It is so bad. I think this showcase was...
well, which would just be kind of...
Conqueror 4-way, so that's Maven. Maven, Witness, Cortex. Do we have any Uber bosses in here? Serious. Okay, let's just see regular Maven. Regular Maven should be decent DPS tests. He doesn't have his Val skill up. Not to mention he's still ramping. He doesn't use Convocation. Okay, so they're all up. Big DPS, come on. I honestly think that is decently close to like 12 mil. It's what I would imagine 12 mil looks like, at least. Yeah. So what we're going to do... Oh, he does have Convocation. Huh. Anyways. He has so many red gems. Anyways, what we're going to do is... I'm going to spend some time looking at this PoADB page. And probably looking at Val dominating blows animations to see kind of what to expect, basically. But I suspect, my current suspicion is that, was he just trying to place the pool at an edge? My current suspicion anyways is that they use their Sunder as their designated melee attack. That is my current suspicion, that this is what they are attacking with, which would make sense because I mean they do have the plus to meter plus strike range. They're not as close as regular minions would be, and I think they would be much closer if they were using this auto attack. So I suspect it is the Sunder indeed that they use to auto attack, and then they have their slam, which is the circle attack that goes forward. But we'll see. Maybe it's something... I don't know how I would go about testing this, to be honest. I think he has low attack speed too. Yeah, he did. He def had low attack speed. I could tell just based off of how slow they were being summoned, and I mean we could see it, right? He's using his staff, and I don't think it has attack speed. That said, we can actually just reopen it. He should be taking the minion attack speed for your speed. I forget the name of the node, but he should be taking it. Yeah, he does. But this doesn't have like self attack speed, so I guess there's only so fast he can hit with that. I started out 1 out of 40. Yo, Katarina, she is not to be messed around with. Like I detest that drop rate. People say it's 1 in 3, but like it is so hard to believe that shit is 1 in 3. Because it feels like more times than not I am unlucky and I'm just not dropping this. Like not even saying like every 3 fights I want 1. I'm just saying like how do I do 20 and I only get 2? And it's a 1 in 3. Like, bro, what? But anyways, we're going to continue PoBing this tomorrow. I am getting quite hungry, so we're gonna end stream here. I'll be back tomorrow, actually not same time, much earlier, hopefully, because I do not have my dreads. I had to retwist them, and that took like my entire day. I started about like 1 p.m. or something, and that took like literally all day. So I don't have anything that time consuming tomorrow, so I should be back on time, and we'll continue PoBing. I do need to farm some gold for my King's March, but I can do that off stream as well. Like someday 1 in 3, but day 5 without getting 1. That is the Katarina experience basically. Like when she does 1 in 3, you feel the 1 in 3. Like when she's dropping, you can tell, okay, yeah, this is 1 in 3. I'm dropping every 3 kills. But then once she stops dropping, she's done dropping. She's like, yeah, we're done now. You had your fun. No more drops for you. Because like mathematically, you should be able to 1 in 3, like, I don't know, drop multiple times in a row. Not just as often, but like slightly less often than you would go 9 kills in a row without getting 1. But it just feels like we get those 9 kills in a row without a drop, and then we just don't see the consecutive drops. Like that has been the experience. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate y'all. Till then, good night. Answeronian, good night.